always down to be brutally honest.
There is so much reality.
I watch porn with my wife.
Quite different for you.
Of course I was mad.
Celebs seem to have a dream life, right? Talent, cash, fame, and fans. But sometimes behind those shiny headlines, things get messy. Money troubles, scandals, and big-time drama can send them spiraling. Let's dive into tales of stars who soared high but then crashed hard. Sounds juicy? Let's get started. Number 15, Jeffree Star. Once upon a time, Jeffree Star was the king of the beauty YouTube world, sparkling amidst lights and cameras. But like many great tales, his was not without its dark turns. Around 2018, a hurricane hit the beauty community, now remembered as Dramageddon. Star had a public spat with beauty bigwigs, Manny MUA, Laura Lee, and Nikita Dragun. It was a clash of the titans, and the internet watched in awe. But as the storm calmed, a new ally emerged, Shane Dawson. In 2019, they collaborated, painting a vivid portrait of Star's life through a docuseries. Their partnership even blossomed into a makeup line, flying off the shelves in record time. But the calm was short-lived. 2020 brought Carmageddon, the epicenter. Tati Westbrook's bombshell claim. Star and Dawson had orchestrated her takedown of James Charles, a fellow beauty guru. This act stripped Charles of millions of followers and a good name. Yet, Westbrook later regretted, accusing the duo of deceit. Star and Dawson's castles started to crumble. Morph, once a proud carrier of their makeup, washed its hands off them. YouTube snatched away Dawson's monetization. To top it off, ghosts from Star's past, accusations of racism, offensive comments, and alleged misconduct haunted him. Attempting to mend the broken pieces, Star released Doing What's Right. He sent apologies, flying towards Westbrook and Charles while standing firmly beside Dawson. He pleaded innocence, dreaming of a world full of love and positivity. But the internet wasn't buying it. Number 14, Moran. Bright lights and roaring applause. This was the world of Moran when she starred as Joni Cunningham in the beloved sitcom Happy Days, and later in Joni Loves Chachi. But as the curtain fell on those shows, Erin's world changed. Soon, roles were hard to find. Hollywood's doors seemed to close on her. Her personal life also tumbled. A broken marriage with Rocky Ferguson, a heated lawsuit against big names like CBS and Paramount, and the loss of her California home painted a stark contrast to her days on set. Seeking a fresh start, Erin and her new partner, Stephen Fleischman, shifted to Indiana. But it wasn't the dreamy escape she hoped for. A trailer park, then a rental house, became her new reality. Memories of fame and TV family faded. Some of her Happy Days pals became distant memories, and darker clouds like depression and substance struggles loomed. Interestingly, Erin once shared that she was pushed to fit the Hollywood mold, even as a 15-year-old. She talked about pressure to be the sexy thing and only took the Joni Loves Chachi role to stay in the limelight. Yet, unlike co-stars Ron Howard and Henry Winkler, who soared in Hollywood, Erin often found herself trapped in the shadow of Joni. Financial struggles and legal battles made things worse. Friends became scarce, and she sought comfort in unfortunate ways. Then, on April 22, 2017, a final curtain call. At 56, Erin's light dimmed, taken by throat cancer. Alone, with her things packed in bags, she bid the world goodbye. Number 13, Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, the name echoed everywhere. Comedy, movies, TV. Kevin seemed to be on top of the world. But just like a roller coaster, the higher you go, the bigger the drops. 2017 wasn't kind to him. An online video showed him with another woman, not his pregnant wife, Eniku Parrish. Caught in the act, Kevin turned to Instagram, saying sorry to his family. But this wasn't just about an apology. He hinted at someone trying to squeeze money out of him using that video. And soon, the woman from the clip sued him, spinning a tale about Kevin and a pal secretly recording their time together. In 2018, Kevin was buzzing with excitement to host the 91st Academy Awards. But old tweets came back to haunt him. Tweets that weren't friendly towards the LGBTQ community. Initially, Kevin stood firm, saying he had made peace with those past mistakes. But the noise grew louder. Eventually, he said sorry and stepped back from hosting the big night. Next year, even rougher, A vintage car crash in the Malibu Hills left him with serious back issues. While he wasn't driving, alcohol on the driver's part was to blame. Recovery was hard. On Instagram, Kevin shared a heartfelt message about seeing life differently. 2020 saw Kevin on Netflix with Don't F*** K This Up. This series tried to peel back layers of his life. Some cheered for his openness. Others, they felt it was just a move to clean up his image. Fast forward to 2021. Ellen DeGeneres, a big name in TV, faced serious accusations about her show's work atmosphere. Kevin jumped to her defense, calling her amazing on Instagram. Many weren't pleased. They said he missed the bigger picture, claims of racism, bullying, and more on Ellen's show. 2022 brought more legal woes. Former business buddies sued Kevin for $7 million over an app called Laugh Out Loud. They claimed he took their idea and name, launching a similar app on his own. Then, in 2023, racing his friend ex-NFL star Stephen Ridley, Kevin hurt himself again. Torn muscles put him in a wheelchair. On Instagram, he named himself the dumbest man alive and had a message: if you're over 40, don't try to act young. Number 12. Johnny Depp. From the dizzying heights of Hollywood stardom, Johnny Depp, known for classics like Edward Scissorhands and the Pirates of the Caribbean series, experienced a dramatic turn. Imagine earning over $650 million and spending it on jaw-dropping luxuries like a whole French village, a grand yacht, and private islands. Yet, beneath the glamour, whispers of heavy drinking and drug use loomed, casting shadows over his brilliant career. Fast forward to 2016, Depp's world began unraveling. His marriage to Amber Heard crumbled. What followed wasn't just a breakup, it was explosive. Heard accused Depp of domestic violence. He, in turn, called it lies and slapped a defamation lawsuit on her. As courtrooms became battlegrounds, chilling recordings surfaced, hinting at a tempestuous relationship with hints of abuse from both. When the gavel finally fell, the judge sided with Heard, pointing to 12 instances where Depp had allegedly turned violent. But this courtroom saga wasn't his only legal tussle. Depp waged war against the Sun newspaper for branding him a wife-beater. However, luck was not on his side. The loss further smudged his once sparkling image. The aftershocks? Devastating for Depp. Disney, the giant behind Pirates of the Caribbean, cut ties. Warner Brothers, where he was a key figure in the Fantastic Beasts series, showed him the door. Endorsements dried up. Fans and critics alike turned their backs. While his bank balance shrunk with mounting legal fees and settlements, other lawsuits piled up, this time from ex-managers and bodyguards over unpaid dues and questionable working conditions. Number 11. Amber Heard. When love stories turn bitter, Hollywood often bears the brunt of it. Amber Heard, known for her striking roles and charitable gestures, met Johnny Depp on the set of The Rum Diary back in 2009. Sparks flew, and by 2015 they were married. Yet just 2 years later, the marriage crumbled. Heard painted a disturbing picture, claiming Depp was both physically and verbally abusive. In a move that surprised many, she gave away a whopping $7 million from her divorce settlement to charities that aid domestic abuse survivors. She even penned an op-ed for The Washington Post in 2018, casting herself as an abuse survivor. But here's where the plot thickened. Depp, far from quietly settling into the role of the villain, shot back with a defamation lawsuit, slapping a $50 million price tag on the damages he sought. He claimed Heard's accusations were pure fiction, and shockingly, that she was the real abuser. Meanwhile, he also battled The Sun, a British tabloid that slapped the label wife beater on him. Fast forward to 2020, when Depp faced a blow. Losing his case against The Sun, a judge said the tabloid wasn't far off the mark. This court saga aired the couple's dirty laundry tales of drug-fueled nights, volatile confrontations, and betrayals. And Depp's career? It took a nosedive as he was booted from the Fantastic Beasts franchise and other big-ticket roles slipped through his fingers. But 2022 brought a twist. In a courtroom drama, Depp emerged triumphant against Heard. A Virginia jury concluded that Heard hadn't been truthful about her abuse allegations. They handed Depp a $15 million win, while Heard pocketed a mere $2 million on a counterclaim. The consequences for Heard: severe. Brands sidestepped her, including big names like L'Oreal and mega movies like Aquaman 2. Depp's legion of fans unleashed their fury, calling for boycotts of her movies and merchandise. In a bid to reclaim her narrative, Heard took to the Today Show, echoing her claims of innocence and expressing dismay at the jury's findings. But crisis experts shook their heads. They believed she missed the mark, suggesting she'd be better off staying away from the spotlight. Only time will tell if Heard can weather this storm. Number 10. Da Baby. Once riding high on chart-topping hits, Grammy-nominated rapper Da Baby plummeted from grace after a controversial appearance on July 25, 2021 at the Rolling Loud Music Festival in Miami. The air was filled with anticipation, but by the end of his set, the cheers turned to murmurs of disbelief. He made controversial comments about HIV and AIDS and made a joke about men's behavior. Many were surprised when he introduced Tory Lanez, who was linked to a shooting incident with Megan Thee Stallion. It wasn't just the fans. Heavyweights from the music industry, celebrities, and activists from the LGBTQ+ community raised their voices against DaBaby's unsettling comments. A storm of backlash painted him as someone misinformed about HIV/AIDS and downright disrespectful towards women and gay men. Collaborators like Dua Lipa, Elton John, and Questlove didn't hold back in expressing their disappointment. The repercussions? He lost major festival gigs like Lollapalooza and Governor's Ball and saw endorsement deals slip away. Defiant at first, DaBaby took to Instagram Live. Claiming his real-time performance remarks were yanked out of context, he said he had many gay fans and meant no harm. But as the storm refused to die down on August 2, 2021, he turned apologetic. Admitting his words were misinformed and hurtful, he expressed gratitude to those who approached him with kindness and a desire to educate. Yet many doubted the depth of his regret. The skepticism grew when his public apology vanished from his Instagram a few days later. By September 2021, the once popular rapper remained largely silent, with no new tunes or projects in the pipeline. Number 9. Heidi Montag. At the height of reality TV mania, Heidi Montag stood as a household name thanks to her stint on The Hills. Best remembered for her turbulent friendship with Lauren Conrad and whirlwind romance with Spencer Pratt, Heidi's journey was nothing short of a roller coaster. In 2010, Heidi shocked the world with a decision to undergo 10 cosmetic surgeries in a single day. While she aimed for an enhanced look and a confidence boost, the world saw something else. Critics accused her of fueling beauty stereotypes, especially for impressionable young women. Later, she openly spoke about the physical and emotional torment these surgeries brought her, often feeling trapped in an unfamiliar body. That same year, Heidi took a bold gamble in the music world, releasing her debut album, Superficial. Pouring nearly $2 million from her pocket, she dreamed of ruling the pop charts. But dreams can be elusive. With just 1,000 copies sold in its first week and reviews that were far from flattering, her musical endeavor crumbled. 2009 had its drama, too. Heidi, alongside Spencer, graced the reality show I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Here, amidst a jungle setting and challenging tasks, their presence was anything but smooth. Multiple exits, constant complaints, and disagreements with fellow contestants painted them in not-so-flattering colors. Even their publicized divorce turned out to be a publicity stunt, further dimming their star. A series of such choices sent Heidi's soaring fame crashing down. The reality star that once graced many magazine covers soon found herself battling financial woes and facing public backlash. She yearned for her old, anonymous life. Efforts to reclaim her lost fame through ventures like Famous Food and Celebrity Big Brother sadly fell flat. Yet Heidi's narrative isn't just about the pitfalls of fame. In the aftermath, she rediscovered herself. Embracing motherhood, focusing on her family, and nurturing her faith became her new narrative. Admitting past mistakes and seeking forgiveness showed her growth. Number 8. David Dobrik. In the golden era of YouTube, David Dobrik was a name everyone recognized. His short, laughter-packed vlogs starring the Vlog Squad became a daily delight for millions. But 2021 had a different script for him, casting shadows over his glitzy online world. The year's most significant tempest circled around Dom Zeglatis, a face from the Vlog Squad. He was accused of a grave misdeed involving a young woman from a 2018 vlog. That night, the woman, not of legal age and clearly under the influence, claimed she was pushed into intimacy with Zeglatis, all while Dobrik's camera rolled. The vlog went live, racking up millions of views before its removal. But the video's removal wasn't an eraser. Many pointed fingers at Dobrik, accusing him of taking advantage of the grim situation for laughs and views. The storm grew fiercer as more past Vlog Squad members broke their silence. Stories painted a bleak picture, some sharing tales of deceit and others of harassment. A notable revelation came from Seth Francois, who opened up about an unwarranted prank involving a forced kiss. The waves from this storm shook Dobrik's empire. High-profile partnerships with brands like Dollar Shave Club and EA Sports crumbled. Even SeatGeek, a longtime ally, took a step back. Adding to the drama, Jeff Wittick revealed an injury from a Dobrik-arranged stunt, causing further damage to the YouTube star's reputation. And YouTube? They put a pause on Dobrik's earnings by demonetizing his beloved channels. Seeking to douse the flames, Dobrik released 2 heartfelt videos, hoping to mend bridges and express his remorse. But for many, his words rang hollow, failing to fully address the gravity of the situation. The aftershocks of his decisions linger, questioning if the charismatic YouTuber can ever truly bounce back. Number 7. Roseanne Barr. There was a time when laughter echoed from households tuned into Roseanne, a sitcom that dominated television. But 2018 saw a dramatic plot twist for its star, Roseanne Barr, whose tweets took her from the spotlight straight to controversy. In a move that shocked many, Barr, known for her bold views and support for Donald Trump, posted a tweet. In it, she likened Valerie Jarrett, a black former advisor to Barack Obama, to an ape. That wasn't all. She even hinted at a bizarre family link between Chelsea Clinton and George Soros, the Jewish billionaire philanthropist. The backlash was swift. Within hours, the virtual realm was ablaze with anger and disbelief. Attempting damage control, Barr extended an apology, hinting at leaving the Twitter universe. Yet the storm she'd stirred was too powerful. ABC Entertainment's president, Channing Dungey, didn't mince words, terming Barr's actions as abhorrent and inconsistent with our values. The result? Roseanne was no more. Bob Iger, Disney's CEO, was in full agreement, emphasizing the need to do the right thing. The aftershocks of Barr's tweets weren't limited to just her show's cancellation. Her once loyal co-stars voiced their disapproval. The waves of denouncement didn't stop there. They rolled into the realms of law and finances. A looming lawsuit for breach of contract, combined with the vanishing potential for syndication earnings, saw Barr's pockets take a hit. Speaking to the New York Times, she portrayed herself as a scapegoat, hinting at a larger conspiracy against her, akin to a witch burning. She pointed fingers at Ambien, a sleeping pill, claiming it was behind her tweet, and added she wasn't even aware of Jarrett's racial background. But such attempts to explain her actions failed to gain traction. Number 6. Felicity Huffman. Felicity Huffman, a name once synonymous with TV excellence due to her starring role in Desperate Housewives, took a sharp turn from fame to infamy. With a seemingly perfect life, alongside her actor husband William H. Macy and 2 loving daughters, nobody foresaw the storm on the horizon. In 2017, a startling revelation turned heads across the nation. Huffman was embroiled in a college admissions fiasco that laid bare the dubious lengths the wealthy might go to in securing a future for their kids. She confessed to shelling out $15,000 to covertly tweak her daughter's SAT scores, aiming for an elite university seat. 50 individuals, including Huffman, got caught in this web of deceit. This network of privilege included greasing the palms of college personnel, coaches, and exam overseers to distort both athletic records and test results. By May 2019, Huffman, consumed by guilt, acknowledged her misdeeds. Not only had she tarnished her own name, but she had also betrayed her daughter, family, and countless genuine students striving for fair college admissions. Her court appearance in September 2019 led to a verdict. Huffman was to face 14 days behind bars, complete 250 hours of community service, and part with $30,000 as a fine. Though meant to serve a fortnight in prison, she was out in 11 days. However, the tangible sentence was only a fragment of her punishment. The once revered actress now confronted the loss of cherished roles, endorsements, and the trust of countless fans. Even within her home, the air was thick with tension. Her family grappled with a mix of anger and shame over the ordeal. In the aftermath, Felicity Huffman withdrew from the limelight, her illustrious career overshadowed by this glaring misstep. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. Looking at this image just reminds us that what 1 minute you can have it all, and then next, it's all gone. Are there any celebrities that you know of that were worse off than these celebs on our list? Please let us know in the comments below. Number 5. Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, often dubbed America's Dad thanks to his iconic role as Cliff Huxtable, had a career many envied. His accolades piled up, and as an esteemed figure in the African-American community, he seemed invincible. But a storm was brewing. Starting from the 1960s, whispers of assault began circulating. It wasn't until comedian Hannibal Buress spotlighted Cosby's dark side in a 2014 stand-up act that the rumors amplified. Suddenly, a wave of women stepped forward. Their accounts had haunting similarities. They were often drugged, then assaulted while their defenses were down. Cosby's defense? Denial. But one voice, Andrea Constance, was loud enough to echo in a courtroom. By 2004, she claimed Cosby assaulted her, culminating in a landmark trial by 2017. The world watched, gripping their seats, as the first trial ended without conclusion. But 2018 brought a decisive moment. Cosby, guilty on 3 counts. His punishment? A jail term stretching between 3 and 10 years, and a hefty $25,000 fine. This trial wasn't just about Cosby. It became a beacon for the #Me Too movement, shedding light on the murky depths of the entertainment world. Yet not everyone cheered. Some claimed racial and media bias shielded the truth. The aftermath? Catastrophic for Cosby. Honors revoked, shows yanked off air, and a tarnished star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame told a tale of a fallen icon. His name, once a household favorite, now left a bitter taste. Fast forward to 2021, and an unexpected twist awaited. Cosby's conviction overturned. A mix-up with an old agreement saw him walk free after just 2 years. He thanked loyal fans, but many still eyed him with skepticism. His battles weren't over, with several civil lawsuits looming. Despite his release, the shadow of his past actions ensured Bill Cosby's legacy would never be the same. Number 4. Brendan Fraser. Once, Brendan Fraser's face graced cinema screens worldwide. Think The Mummy, or even George of the Jungle. But come the late 2000s, his starlight seemed to dim. Many wondered, what happened? In 2003, a disturbing incident with Philip Burke, a big name from the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, left a mark on Fraser. Burke allegedly violated Fraser's personal space at an event that haunted Fraser for years. While Burke brushed it off as a lighthearted pinch, Fraser felt it might have slammed many of Hollywood's doors shut for him. After all, the HFPA held a lot of sway in the movie world. To make matters harder, Fraser's health wobbled. His body, pushed to its limits with film stunts, demanded payback. Multiple surgeries followed, from back fixes to vocal cord repair. Amidst this, Fraser's marriage to Afton Smith crumbled in 2008, tugging along with it a heavy settlement. But the movies, the very essence of Fraser, also played a part. Being boxed into the comedic action hero role left little room for variety. And then there were the missed shots, turning down a role in Journey to the Center of the Earth 2 and the potential Mummy sequel. Add to that a few movies that critics didn't fancy, and the path seemed tough for Fraser. Yet the wheel of fortune turns, and for Fraser, it turned golden with The Whale, under the visionary direction of Darren Aronofsky. Here, he brilliantly portrayed a 600-pound man on a mission to mend ties with his distant daughter. This role didn't just bring him back into the limelight, it crowned him with an Oscar for Best Actor. A first for Fraser. The horizon now looks promising for him, with big names like Martin Scorsese and Steven Soderbergh lining up to work with him. As Brendan Fraser steps back into the world he once ruled, there's an air of hope and gratitude around him. Number 3, Charlie Sheen. Once the highest-paid actor on TV, Charlie Sheen was the talk of the town, raking in a whopping $1.8 million every episode of 2.5 Men. But storms loomed ahead for Sheen. His lifestyle, marked by high-octane parties, expensive indulgences, and brushes with the law, often hit the headlines. Then came the year 2011, a year that turned tables for Sheen. After a very public clash with the makers of 2.5 Men, including verbal volleys at the show's creator, Chuck Lorre, Sheen was off the show. But Sheen, never one to be out of the limelight, claimed he had tiger blood and said he was built from Adonis DNA. These phrases became instant sensations. Sheen took his newfound controversial fame to the internet, launching Sheen's Corner, a web series that further showcased his flamboyant lifestyle, complete with the Goddesses, 2 women who were a part of his life then. Not stopping there, he set out on a nationwide tour ambitiously titled My Violent Torpedo of Truth Defeat Is Not an Option. But unlike his TV shows, this venture didn't charm audiences. Instead, it was met with boos and poor reviews. Attempts to rebound came in the form of a sitcom, Anger Management. But it didn't recreate the magic and got the axe after just 2 seasons. Some film roles came his way, but none that matched his former glory. But perhaps the most shocking revelation came in 2015, when Sheen publicly acknowledged he was HIV positive. This admission came with the startling revelation that he had shelled out millions in a bid to keep this diagnosis under wraps. Financial woes continued, leading him to sell his rights to 2.5 Men for a hefty sum of $26.7 million. Adding another layer to his tumultuous journey, Lenny Dykstra, an old friend of Sheen, threw in a theory. He hinted that Sheen's wild ride might have roots in a struggle with his own sexuality. Whether that's true, only Sheen knows. Through highs and lows, Sheen's life remains a roller coaster, a saga of fame, fortunes, and foibles. Number 2, Ryan Lochte. The tale of Ryan Lochte reminds us that even the brightest stars can sometimes fall. With 12 Olympic medals tucked under his belt, Lochte wasn't just an American swimmer. He was swimming royalty. Only one swimmer had won more Olympic medals than him. But 2016 was not Lochte's year. After an evening out in Rio de Janeiro during the Summer Olympics, a story broke that Lochte and 3 fellow U.S. swimmers faced a gun-wielding robbery by fake police officers. The twist? It wasn't quite the truth. Instead, the group had a run-in at a gas station, ending with some broken property and a confrontation with security. It turned out Lochte had spun the story for the media. The world didn't take kindly to the falsehoods, quickly branding the scandal as Lochtegate. Repercussions were swift. Suspensions flew in from the U.S. Olympic Committee and USA Swimming, sidelining him for 10 months. Brands like Speedo and Ralph Lauren severed ties, and Brazilian authorities pressed charges against him for making a false crime report. Though the charges fizzled out by 2017, the damage was done. 2020 promised a fresh start. Aged 36, Lochte plunged into the U.S. Olympic trials, eyes set on his 5th Olympic berth. But fate had other plans, and he couldn't clinch a spot. Yet his spirit remained unbroken. He shared hopes of a swimming comeback, aiming to turn his narrative into a story of inspiration. Ryan Lochte's journey shows that fame doesn't shield from the consequences of actions. One poor decision, one untruth, cost him dearly. Through his highs and lows, his story underlines a universal lesson. Truth and integrity matter. Number 1, Harvey Weinstein. From the glitzy corridors of Hollywood, where he stood tall, Harvey Weinstein plummeted from grace into infamy. Imagine a man with the world at his feet, a force behind monumental films like Pulp Fiction, Shakespeare in Love, and The King's Speech. Add to that an Academy Award and 7 Tony Awards. He didn't just make movies, he made careers. But all that glitters isn't always gold. October 2017 marked the beginning of a seismic shift. The New York Times broke a story that would shake the film industry to its core. Over 80 women, including Hollywood's elite like Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie, accused Weinstein of sexual harassment and assault. While he shouted his innocence, claiming all encounters were consensual, the world was watching. This was more than just one man's fall from grace. It ignited the #Me Too movement, casting a spotlight on rampant sexual misconduct not just in Hollywood but across sectors. But for Weinstein, the repercussions were swift and severe. Booted from his own company, ostracized from the academy, and abandoned by many he once called friends, his world was crumbling. His personal life, too, bore the brunt. His wife, Georgina Chapman, chose to part ways, and a barrage of lawsuits awaited him. The courts became a battleground. February 2020 saw him sentenced to 23 years in a New York prison for rape. Fast forward to December 2022, and Los Angeles added another 16 years to his prison tally. These weren't just numbers. They marked the end of an era and a stark reminder of the price of misuse of power. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.